Namaste, Officer Scorpios, and welcome to Soul Horoscope Super Scope Weekly Report. My name is Christopher Witecki. I call myself the Sensei to Serious Joy, and I'm seriously here to help you step into your joy. And I got to tell you, a lot of my best friends in life are Scorpios. I've been monitoring your story very closely. Keep it up. We're almost there. We've even gotten calls from my Sensei and others. Scorpios are stepping into a new reality, and you are all or nothing about things, so this is an all or nothing decision. This is an all or nothing moment. It feels all or nothing. It's always all or nothing. That's the way you guys are, Scorpios and Scorpio Risings, which, by the way, I call Step Zeros. Step Zeros are my heroes because they add a fraction of 10 or 100 to anything, right? But what you're working on really is the way you live in the moment. That is really what the universe is trying to get you to pop into. Like an ice cube popping out of an old tray, that's the first step of this. That's why it's difficult, because in some ways you've gotten kind of accustomed to this certain ice cube tray, right? Where you could say you've been ice cube. But what are we talking about? We're talking about your five senses, literally health, day-to-day work. What's it like to walk a mile in your shoes? This is what is up for a major upgrade this year right now as you watch this. This turns into your potential to perform. This turns into your overall lifestyle in life. And that turns into serious joy or not, right? So before I was able to come back from my own personal hiatus, I'm in my own transformation. I'm a Taurus, your opposite sign if you don't know. So I feel you 100% inside out, okay? We're always going through the same thing inside out. That's why I always keep Scorpios close to my life, because I'm always monitoring and discussing, and there's a certain respect there between us, I think, about life and whatnot. But the truth of the matter is that we're all on a bit of a rack to pull this off, and you have to understand what this rack is. It's this. It's called a Grand Cross. I keep doing that, hitting the wrong button first. This Grand Cross is literally four areas of our life that are being pulled in opposite directions and turning directions and changing directions. It's Uranus on screen left that's causing the havoc right now, and in this particular case, this is a major one. Truth be told, depending on how old you are as a Scorpio, life has not been easy on Earth. If you were alive in the 80s, life really sucked. You were taken to the bone when it comes to personal boundaries and trust issues. So I think Scorpios only know harsh reality, and life seems to be getting harsher. And the universe and Christopher Witecki say, get nicer. Well, to yourself is the answer. Yes. Let's go to Uranus and take a look. This change for a new life started in 2010, but because we're all slow-moving creatures, it wasn't until June 2011 that you started seeing lifestyle breakdowns if you weren't listening to you in the moment. What this is trying to do is get you into a new strength, but I don't think that strength is based on fight or flight, which would be a reflection of being alive in the 80s. Now, in April 2014, I believe there's going to be a turning point for Scorpios and Scorpio Risings as far as the quality of the moment that they live in. And if you make the changes now, my analysis says that you will see your first wave of results in February 2015. So do the work, I say. It's well worth it. Now, the reason why we don't have any energy to do the work has to do with Mars. Mars is retrograde, and it's the opposing force to this lifestyle change, and it's moving backwards. What does that mean? It means that you have to find the faith in yourself. God isn't just going to deliver it to you and say, here's why your life's worth living. You have to find it again, and that sucks. That's the part that sucks. And like I said, I'm living it in the inside out with you. Mars will be retrograde until May 20th. Now, the truth is that this is a subconscious clean out. This is Scorpios and Scorpio Risings getting rid of old subconscious triggers. So you used to get pulled into certain bar fights or certain things easily or down the wrong path based on your subconscious, your faith, and yourself defending yourself. So this is partly why you're kind of deflated, but the real change in life should happen with Uranus and the Sun and this week to step in a new reality and judge life, frankly, by reality. I was talking to a couple Scorpio clients when I was doing readings this week, and it was like, I can only associate it with an alcoholic who is sober for the first 7 days. It is a moment to moment. When you decide to change your life, you will, by moment to moment, step into a different strength in the moment and step out of, very gently, whatever life you don't want. It will come to that. It doesn't come down to a barn burning. Now, the other side of this that's making it difficult is the Pluto versus Jupiter opposition, and this is what's tough for Scorpios and Scorpio Risings. It's a tug of war between your old thinking, represented by Pluto, and new beliefs. all right? So your old thinking, you're still discovering where your old thinking is betraying you, and you will still discover where old thinking is betraying you until April 15th, where on a lunar eclipse day, there will be a reversal. At this point, Pluto will retrograde, which means no more mind game lessons until September. Thank goddess, right? So on the other side, this is what's pushing things, and it's your beliefs. You're learning and growing forward now, and this has been since March 6th. So new beliefs, that means best practice. That means what your heart wants. That means hasn't been done before. And you will nonstop move into pioneering new for your heart and what you believe all the way through the summer to a career legacy change. More on that later. So the tug of war this week really plays out with the belief aspect because the moon moves into Cancer. So you get very righteous about where things need to go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then it's very much career Wednesday, Thursday. But the real breakthrough, in my opinion, will be something social. So you will probably on Friday have the opportunity to give up on the new life or continue. What may cause you to want to give up will be something social, something that pulls you out of the nest and makes you go deal with the world, something you don't want to deal with, Virgo, right? Virgo, anal retentive, and forcing yourself to go there. This is you monitoring really your moment-to-moment reality in order to get through whatever the challenge is. And it looks like you feel better about it on Saturday if you do the work. There's a yod there that points into a lot of amazing growth to just focus on that moment and that feeling. So in essence, this week for Scorps and Scorpio Risings, you're committing to a strength in the moment, which is the way you emotionally relate to yourself. You want to feel that strength in the moment, and I believe that by going with that feeling of strength and moving forward with what your heart believes, this is the way to kind of jimmy yourself out of the ice cube tray and onto a new plateau. I was going to say a new burner, but you guys be like, what? Onto a new burner? No, you're not. So let's talk about the Scorpio, the people who love like Scorpios, which we call the 0 VQs. And this means you have Venus in Scorpio. Now, you may not have Venus in Scorpio if you are a Scorpio. You may or may not. Look it up on your natal chart or come to gavenus.me. We have a group of ladies that will help you look it up. But for the 0 VQs, I got good news. You are going to find that love picks up now. Venus herself is not retrograde, and she's now moving into Pisces. This means that you're moving to the core of really how Venus and Scorpio people love. And you're getting to the heart of the matter. Now, this may mean that you'll be releasing old lovers and old attachments to lovers for the next 10 or 15 days. Very likely, actually, especially with the tests of in the moment, staying focused. So doing some old lover clearing. In fact, Thursday and Friday, which is April 10th, you might find that there is something interesting that comes your way. Just stay on course of what your heart really wants. It might be a test of what your heart wants. And that's for anyone with Venus in Scorpio, or what I call a 0 VQ. So I have recorded a full 30-minute video that will give you the full range and day-to-day coaching on what we just went over. And I go deeper in each of the days because I can't afford to in these weeklies. But for $13.95, you'll find out about the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse this month. Scorpios and Scorpio Risings have a big booster shot in the house of marriage on April 29th. So I go in deep into this, and I give you a bonus file that gives you some perspective. So come on down to soulmart.me and download yours today. And I do thank you for joining me and coming back. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. And I will see you next Friday. That's my new goal, is to be a Friday Happy Friday dance every Friday in 7 days. Until then, I love you, and live, love, be.